This is a quick summary of the Utah Population Database and how it relates to federating data with the University of Utah Health Sciences Center. UPDB contains demographic information on 6.5 million persons. Pedigree and medical information is also available on many of these persons. UUHSC contains demographic and medical information on some 2.3 million persons. 1.5 million of these have been linked to UPDB. These links are kept in a UPDB Master Subject Index, or MSI. The MSI maps the UUHSC person to the UPDB person and records the person's death year and pedigree quality. Pedigree quality is a number between -1 and 3 that provides a general idea of how many relatives are known in UPDB. A -1 is a UUHSC person that did not link to UPDB. A 0 is a person that linked with no pedigree information. 1 is for single-child families, 2 is for families with 2 or more children, 3 is for multi-generational families. Some families span 12 generations. Here is a screenshot from the limited query tool that explains pedigree quality in more detail. You may pause the video if you would like to read these definitions. As a pre-research tool, UPDB offers the limited query tool. The limited query tool allows researchers to count groups of individuals based on some criteria of interest. To create the limited dataset, we first filter from UPDB all persons who did not contain any demographic or medical information. Then all identifying information is stripped away. All that is left is demographic and diagnosis information. This bar graph shows that all the diagnosis information from UPDB is not included in the limited dataset. Birth diagnoses are included from 1978 to present. Death data starts at 1968, Utah cancer data from 1966, and inpatient records from 1996. Further is developing a tool to federate the UUHSC records to the limited query tool. Currently, Further has access to UUHSC records and limited query tool persons that appear in the MSI. It is important to note that if a person appears in the MSI, Further has access to all limited query tool information on that person, regardless of its source. For example, suppose an IHC patient stops at the university for an emergency room visit. This one visit puts that person in the MSI, thus granting Further access to all inpatient, birth, death, and UCR data. Further has much to offer by building an effective engine to query UUHSC. UUHSC contains a wealth of information such as demographics, diagnoses, prescriptions, procedures, and lab results. Access to this information would be very valuable to the research community. In closing, the UPDB Limited Query Tool is designed for pre-research and provides only summary, de-identified information. The tool was created under the legal authority and oversight of RGE. Query tool funding was provided by Jerry Minot's NIH grant and the Huntsman Cancer Institute. If you would like to learn more about the Utah Population Database, search Google for UPDB HCI. The Utah Population Database should be near the top.